It is always nice to talk good things about the company, because last 2 years I was talking about how we could get into this phase of actually talking on REL 2.0. So I can very happily share the news with you, which you have done justice by actually giving a correct feedback this morning. And REL 2.0 we have started last night, and this has actually taken us almost 2 years before we could actually do the complete procedure to get into this situation. And in fact, as you and your viewers would understand, Religare Enterprises has been in the news for a lot of reasons. And now we only want to talk about the reasons of resurrection, as you just mentioned. Religare Enterprises is a CIC company under which, of course, we have Care Health Insurance, we have got RFL, which is an NBFC, then I have a housing finance, and I have a broking limited company. So these 4 companies which are doing pretty good. And NBFC was being talked about for the longest period of time because of the debt restructuring process, which we were wanting to avail after the June 7th circular of RBI, which gives us opportunity for companies like RFL to get into a new lease of life. And of course, when this June 7th circular came, it was very exciting. But unfortunately, what had happened was we tried and attempted the first debt restructuring, which did not go through because of the fit and proper, did not get exceeded. That was the TCG, which last year, but nonetheless, I am very appreciative of the systems because they will not only see the end result of the company's performing, but also the journey and the intent of the company to do a good job. So all my lenders, I am extremely thankful to. RBI, I'm extremely thankful to, and all the other regulators, because they have been keeping a very close eye on our company and to ensure whether it is happening the correct way, because they are also the custodians of not only of the lenders, but also of the shareholders and so on and so forth, so that the good governance is something which really worked very well in our favor for all these 2 years. While we were cleaning the past, we are also trying to look for the debt restructuring. Having said that, our intent really came up well when we repaid the bank 7,000 odd crores in last 2 years, which I feel is quite unprecedented. And during the difficult times also, when we had lockdown 1, we had lockdown 2. So that, of course, was difficult not only for people who are invested heavily in the market, but also the people who are living their day-to-day life, because the impact overall has been a global impact. But having said that, we did move forward. Today, I'm here and very happy to announce this news that our debt restructuring process has been very sympathetically looked into by our lead banks and also by the consortium of lenders, which are almost 18 in number, which is not been very easy. And also to get that trust back with that this restructuring process is happening for a reason. So yes, I am for the restructuring process to go through. We also are going ahead with the fundraising activity, which due to the entire activity that we have been seeing in the market, the shareholders are very excited. If you look at the journey of Religare in the last couple of months, we have very good to talk about. So shareholders, I'm very thankful to for having completely trusted us, led the management and the board, which is working totally independent, only in the favor of the organization. They have trusted their monies with us. They continue doing that, and they are also ready to invest more with us. So that is to answer your question.
Rashmi, so market is quite excited about the news that new funds will be coming in. If you could talk to us about what will be the utilization of the new funds, would you prefer the rights issue way where existing shareholders, the marquee shareholder, the Burman family and many others would consider Religare as a promoter would also fund? Or would you also, in a combination, look at getting in outside investors? Now the company is in a new avatar and it is looking upward.
Thank you, Ajay, for asking this question, because yes, this is a very important thing in the journey, because without my investors, my shareholders' trust, I wouldn't be where I am today. And without their financial support to the organization, which comes only and only after we have proven that track record that we are here to do a good job, it would not have been possible. Having said that, yes, all the shareholders, bigger and smaller, including, of course, the Burman family, they have been very patient in wanting to see the turnaround, and all my other investors, they have also shown huge interest in us. Not only the existing shareholders have shown interest in us, but also, of course, The market has been very watchful. It is never too kind to people who are not doing good, but of course the market was kind enough because they saw the progress in our company. So they have also been showing very big interest in us. The team is actually in a process of talking to them, discussing with them, and trying to give them exactly whatever we can under the public domain we can share. We have been, and then much more than any other thing. In fact, they have seen the journey of transaction that is happening.
Right.
We are going to raise funds. We are going to raise funds through only and only the way which is permissible under SEBI way of doing it. We have actually reached this journey so far because we have been transparent in our lookout. We have also ensured that no regulation ever could be and should be violated in doing any major activity. So fundraising is, of course, a very major activity. Answering your question, all my existing shareholders have reached out to lend their support to the organization.
Right. So, Rashmi, also, I want to understand, because there is so much of curiosity in the market regarding Care Health. So first of all, if you could share, how is the health of Care Health right now? What kind of milestone and numbers have you achieved over the years? And also, is there on the mind of the management in some manner to recognize or monetize or at least establish a benchmark in terms of valuation for that asset or that business also, which has become pretty mature now, or pretty reasonable now?
I always talk with great pride about Care Health Insurance. Care Health Insurance has been absolutely a great organization. It also reflects directly the fundamentals of the company that it functions on. And one of the major fundamentals of the company that it functions on is absolute good governance, giving empowerment to the management. And you would be very happy to know that the entire organization, in fact, since last 12 to 13 years, has been doing very well ever since its inception. We have trusted fully in the business understanding of my CEO of Care and his team. And we are always there to help them by giving them the support of REL. And also the new investor that has joined in, the shareholder that has joined in has been Kedara, which has given a big boost, and also their knowledge and participation in encouraging the growth of the company is very good. Just before this organization, we just had a leadership meeting, and I was actually taking stock of how the companies are working. And of course, I was talking to Anuj Gulati just before this meeting, and he said that this month also our growth trajectory is doing really good, and we have done much better. And we were, in fact, though we are going to honor each and every claim, which is going to come heavily during these 2-3 months, but that is also part of giving and actually having a trust building in the organization. Care is doing very well. And of course, we are looking at all the possible ways, as IRDA has been saying, that going public is the best way forward. It only increases the transparency in the shareholders and in the market and in the regulator. So yes, that road is also to be traveled in.
Right. Rashmi, I want to understand a big picture, broad brush view. You've got some of the best names as the shareholders in Religare, like Burman's, like SSG, like IFC. When you guys sit, what is the big broad picture view of taking the company? What direction can it take? Not in the immediate term, surely you're raising growth funds, etc., but over a 1 or 2 year period, because Burman's and IFCs and these kind of shareholders and partners, they can carry the company in the direction of much bigger things than what it is right now, and perhaps higher than its former glory. So what is the direction you would like to take on a bigger vision fund?
In fact, it is such a pleasure and such an honor to get associated with people who understand and who have got enriched through their experiences, and they have, in their individual capacity, grown their own homegrown businesses to a level that people look upon them. And so do we. We really like to get associated and get advised. But all my shareholders are very mature in ensuring that the strength in the company should not be diluted as far as the management and the independent board's focus is concerned. They do not interfere at all. They really ensure that the shareholders should be well informed. They also give their experiences on how to run the organization. And it is a very good collective family that we work as. We are all synergistic into the growth of the company. End of the day, if the company grows well, and there is not many ways of realizing it except for the tangible realization of the financials of the company. And my biggest strength in them is actually showing the strength in us when we were actually not doing so well. And these shareholders really stood behind us and not once they challenged or questioned our intent of doing good. That has been our biggest achievement. Yes, we do discuss, we do take their advice, and they also come on to us and tell us that this is how they feel is going to be the... So it is their advice, and they leave it on the justice and the judgment of the management and the board to run the organization. So that's a good part of it. And yes, we love being associated, and we want their involvement as a shareholder to be a little bigger and more as far as their financial involvement is concerned in the company.